Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Sceptile from Pokemon. So we're going to start with the eye at the very top. So on the outer edge, I'm going to draw a curve that goes down to the front of the eye. From here, I'm going to draw a half circle for the eyeball. So right about here, I'm going to draw a curve that goes to the front. Now we're going to outline the outer edge so we get a little bit of detail just around the eye, and we'll just come to a point in the inside. Let's draw the pupil. So right about here on the left side, center, I'm going to draw a black dot. Let's draw the top part of the head. So basically it comes to a point in the back and it comes to the beak. So the beak would be right about here, and the outer edge, the top of the head, would be here. So I'm just going to curve around this eye to a point somewhere around here. So starting up here, I'll curve down, kind of stop right about there somewhere. Now there's the inner part of the head, so we're going to come down to about here and just kind of let this sort of sit inside, just come down like that. Now at the point here, I can turn this up just a little bit just to aim towards that point, just to give a little bit of shape. Right about here, I'm going to draw the back side of this point. So here, I'm going to draw a curve going to the outside in the opposite direction. Now from here, why I have my finger in this spot, is because this is the point of the beak. So I'll take this point here and draw a curve right to that point in the beak. Let's draw the mouth. So the mouth kind of frowns down to the outside. So right about here, I'll draw a curve going to the point of the beak. He's got a little bit of a nose, nostril. So right here, I'm just going to draw a little line like that. And then from here in the beak, I'm going to come back a little bit and draw the bottom part of the mouth. So coming down somewhere around there, because this is going to attach to the neck. Back here, I'm going to do the back of the head. And I'll stop right about here beside the mouth. So up here, I'm just going to curve down kind of like that. It's got a really long neck, so I'm going to probably locate the neck end right about here. So from this point, I'm going to curve down in one direction. And on the back, I'm going to do a little bit of an overlap and draw a curve in the opposite direction here. Now I could take this edge of the mouth and connect it to that point in the chin with a slight curve, kind of like that. Now let's draw the arms before we get into the body. So this arm, I'm just going to draw a curve going out. So the outer part of the arm kind of comes out like this. Now I'm going to come down to the wrist, but he's got these leaf blades that kind of stick up. So I'm going to have to draw those in first because they get overlaid on top of the forearm. So if this is the wrist right about here, I'm just going to draw in a curve like that. I'm going to curve it back and leave a gap right there. Now, let's draw the arm in behind this. So I'm going to keep my finger where the wrist would be. This point is going to curve towards my finger and behind that leaf blade. On this side, I'm going to draw this part, the inner part of the arm, but I'm going to draw one continuous line that goes to the armpit. So from here, I'm just going to curve kind of like that. Now from here, let's draw the hands. So from this point, I'm going to curve out towards the thumb and curve back in one direction. Here I'm going to overlap a curve for the one finger like this. Now from here I'm going to curve out one knuckle and then curve this in towards the hand. From here I'm going to come down a bit, draw a curve to the outer part of the hand and curve this right to where that leaf is. Let's draw one more leaf, the same shape but going in this direction here. So starting on the outside, going out, and then drawing in the opposite direction, just tucking that in behind. Now from here, let's draw in the body. So right here, I'm going to draw the back part of the body. So under this armpit, I'm going to move over a little bit and just draw the hips. Now the legs are going to come down to somewhere around here. So this is sort of about halfway down the body. From this point, I'm going to imagine this curve coming down around to the front of his body. So he's got a big sort of puffy belly right about here. So I'm going to continue this line around the belly and then the opposite direction, somewhere around there. I'm going to have to probably finish that off once I draw the leg in. So let's draw this leg. So let's draw the back part of this leg first. So here, I'm going to change direction and come to the back of the leg, kind of like that. Now from here, I want to draw the front part of the leg. So I'm going to leave a gap and draw a curve in the opposite direction, kind of like that. Now you see the gap here. I'm going to have to finish that off by just closing that off like that. Let's get into the feet. So I'm going to do an overlap here and draw a curve out to the back of the ankle. And this is going to curve down towards the toes. Here, I'm going to take this point and draw the front part of the foot. Now, I'm going to have to draw the claws in before I draw the rest of the foot in. So, let's draw these things. So, there's 3 toes. In the middle here, I'm going to start with the middle one first. Start with a point. I'm going to draw sort of like an upside down raindrop. Kind of like that for one toe. I'm going to move over here and draw the same thing, but slightly curved. So, I'm going to start on the outside, curve around, and then come back in one direction. We take that and go in this direction. So I'm just flipping it over, kind of like that. And I can go in and just finish off the foot behind these toes. So I'll just curve this in behind that toenail, draw a straight line across here, across here, and then this just gets wrapped around the back. Now that we got that, let's draw the other back leg. So this one, I want to start at the hips at the same height, so roughly about here. Right here, I'm going to draw a curve to the front part of the leg. Now you can see that I finished off roughly the same height as this part on the left here. I'm going to draw the back part of the leg here, and just draw a curve so it gets tapered in, so it gets a little bit thinner as it gets to the back of the foot. Here I'm going to draw a curve up. Now I want the foot to end off roughly the same space, so this side I'm going to curve down and then back again. Okay, so it's kind of like a wiggle line, it just kind of curves around here. Up here I'm going to draw one toe, so I'm going to draw that toenail right here because I want it to curve in that direction. So one like that. I'll draw another one right here, but I'm going to angle it slightly this way. So I'll draw one more like this. And I'm going to draw the third one sort of tucked in behind this one because I want to give it a little bit of perspective, kind of like that. And in between I could just draw a line just to connect the foot. Here I'm going to just come up a little bit and just draw the top part of the foot and just wrap this around that toe. Okay, now that we got that, let's draw a little detail in the chest. So it's like a V in the middle, so I'll find the middle of the chest, draw a V. From this point, I'm going to curve down to one side, and on this side, I'm going to curve in the opposite direction that way. And then he's got a little belt that goes across here, so I'm going to start at this point, draw an upward curve, come down a little bit, and I'll draw that exact same curve going across. Let's go to the other arm. So this arm here, I'm going to basically try to draw the exact same thing, just flipped over this way. So right about where the shoulder starts, I'm going to come out. And then I'm going to come in the opposite direction like this, but I'm going to stop right about there because again, I'm going to have to draw that leaf blade. So wrist, I want to make sure that's around the same height. I'm going to draw the outer part of the leaf blade, come inside on the opposite side, and just close this off like that. Let's draw the inner part of the arm. So here I just did one continuous curve. I'll do the same thing on this side as well, like that. Let's draw that finger. So curving out, like I did here, curving back in. I'll do an overlap. Curving back in, and then up, like I did there. Coming up a bit, curving out, and then this hand gets tucked in behind that leaf blade. We'll draw one more leaf blade just behind and tucked in behind that hand and behind that leaf. Okay, now that we got that, let's draw the seeds that are on the back. So he's got two big seeds on the back here. So I'm just going to tuck in a big circle behind the chest, or behind the neck, and one on this side as well. I'll draw one on this armpit. You're not going to see the one on this side, so I'm going to draw one here. So you see a part of the circle back there. I'll draw one more just down by his hips, kind of like that. Now the final part is the tail. So the tail kind of comes out. It's a big, almost like a palm leaf kind of tail. So I'm going to take this line along the bottom and just imagine it continuing behind that leg to a point. So right about here, I'm going to curve this and aim towards that line there. I'll take this point and I'm going to taper out and just kind of vanish off like that. So it's just like a little bit of a line. Now on the top, I'm going to draw these little palm leaves. So I'm going to come back a little bit and draw a curve. It's almost exactly like how I drew these. So in one direction, and I'll come down about halfway. I'll go up in another direction and then reverse that direction down here. I'm just going to work my way across this tail, tucking this in behind that hand. So I'm going to lift my pen up, imagine it going behind, and then continuing down this way. Go up, vanish behind that hand, and come down this way. Now I'm going to take that and just draw the opposite on the bottom. So right about here, I'll start on the bottom here, come down, and go up. Down, and go up. And now if I'm going a little bit too fast, you can always pause the video and get caught up. But here we go. So we're going to continue along the bottom, going across, like so. And we're going to see a little bit underneath this leg as well, because it's going to continue along this way. So here I'm going to curve in one direction, keep continuing. I'll probably draw one more here and just finish this off and just tuck that in underneath that underbelly. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Sceptile from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like, share this with your friends, and share your art with us on Instagram, Google+, or Twitter for a chance to win one of our weekly mystery prizes. We do one every week and I give out the prizes every Friday. So thanks for watching and we'll see you again soon.